This is episode 8, talking about healthcare.
Welcome to Taiwanica. I'm Anita.
And I'm Eric. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Eric.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a relaxing Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday. We went to see cherry blossom
That's right.
today.
They are blooming all over Oregon right
So
now.
pretty.
Yes. Where do we go?
It's a university, right?
That's right.
What's the name of the university?
I think it's called Reed's College.
Yeah, Reed. Just Reed, I think.
Yeah.
R-E-E-D.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very beautiful campus.
Yes, it looks like a very traditional school, and we saw some beautiful cherry blossoms, and it looks like now that COVID's becoming more relaxed, most people are, going back to school and living normal lives again, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's really good to see people back to normal life.
Yes, it's really relaxing.
Really nice, yeah. So good.
Yes.
Yeah, speak of COVID, the pandemic.
Yeah.
In Taiwan, we have like really good, like probably one of the best healthcare systems
You
around
say so?
the world. I think so. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Based on my personal experience, going to we like going to see a doctor in Taiwan is like super easy. You can basically walk into any kind of clinic or hospital. Doesn't matter if it's your first time there or your old patients there. They will welcome you anytime, anywhere. All you have to do just fill up a piece of paper for your personal information, and
That's true.
Boom, you're in the system.
Also, there's one more bonus.
Which is
The 健保卡. Yes, the health card.
why your face so.
Oh, it's just that thing is like the magic ticket to
Seriously?
any door in Taiwan. Even if you want to go to a government office, even if you want to
Everything.
get like a bus card, if you have your 健保卡, you are ready to go.
Yeah, and the reason why I mentioned about COVID and the healthcare system is like, remember in the beginning when the COVID pandemic started to get like really serious in Taiwan, and everybody was trying to get the masks.
Sure.
And you can just use that little magic card to every kind of like convenience store. Just plug it in. You can get your mask and do everything.
Anything you want, just with the card.
Which is very incredible.
It's amazing. No, you're right. In Taiwan, your convenience with health is phenomenal. Like, you can go, literally, if I have any kind of symptom, if I have a cold, or if I have an eye ache, or if my ear hurts, or if I have a problem with my knee, which I do, flip-flop.
Everybody knows.
If I walk out of my apartment and I look outside, basically what am I going to see? I'm going to see a clinic for anything and everything. It's amazing. And what's better, top of all that, is that you can basically go and not worry about burning a hole in your pocket, which means using all your money. And we'll get into more of that later. But you're saying basically Taiwan is, in your opinion, the best in the world?
Yes. But since I got to America, I have to do like regular checkup for my babies. I do see some like benefits and
like if there's some bonuses of America that you don't see in Taiwan.
Yeah, I would start to compare the health care system in Taiwan and America. There are pros and cons for both of them.
Okay.
So I would like to share a perspective from a Taiwanese people, or person, sorry.
Sure.
Taiwanese person in America.
Sure. And I would also like to share what an American is like in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Like, what are the things that shocked me, and what are the things I was like, oh, this is pretty normal in America too. So yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting topic that a lot of our viewers will enjoy. So we hope you enjoy, as we're going to dive into it right now. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to start your own podcast? Well,
It really is easy these days, and it's all thanks to a place called Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's by Spotify, and it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain a little bit more in detail. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You literally just log in and press a button on your phone, and you can record. And if the sound is good enough, hey, you have yourself an episode that you can share with your friends and your fans. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. There's so many places for people to listen to you. It's pretty convenient. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. It's easy to use, it's easy to access, and take it from me and Taiwanica. We were able to launch this with an ease of a button. So if you are interested in doing this as well, I recommend you to download the Anchor app or go to Anchor's website. That is anchor.fm. That is ANCHOR.fm. And you can go there to get started.
So, Anita, you said you had some things you wanted to share with us.
Yes. So the first thing that shocked me is not getting an insurance, because I already know like getting a health insurance in America is difficult. So I've kind of like prepared that we're gonna do a lot of work in order to get a health insurance.
Sure.
But another thing that shocked me is you cannot just go to any hospital, even though you have your insurance covered, insurance ready. You cannot just go to any like random hospitals or clinic.
Wait, so are you saying that in America we do not have the magical 健保卡?
You can just give me a piece of paper. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it literally isn't even laminated, not covered in plastic or
No,
anything. It's just literally
a piece of paper.
Right, that they printed out and mailed to you.
And it's like, you have to keep this piece of paper with you. This is very important.
Yes.
I was like,
I feel like I've gotten like bills with thicker paper than that, right? Isn't that crazy?
yeah, it's just like, okay, I got it. I have to keep this piece of paper. And some hospitals or clinic, they don't accept new patients.
Yeah.
I was like, what's up with that? You being a doctor, are you supposed to, cure whatever people who in needs? But
right.
They don't do this.
And what's even crazier is that we aren't like a system where everyone can go to just a hospital and be taken care of a doctor. You have to be affiliated with a specific type of hospital with a specific name. To give you an example, Anita's hospital is called Adventist. Yeah. And if we go to a hospital that's not Adventist, they will not accept Anita.
Yeah, I cannot go in.
Yeah. I think that's probably the craziest thing I've ever heard in the United States.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So that we have to do an extra work to do the research, like which hospital should I go, which doctor allow new patients, sort of things like that.
And on top of all that,
oh God.
Here it comes. This is the topper, which I'm super shocked about. If you're with, let's say, Adventist again, like Anita, and you want to go to a hospital somewhere else that is outside of your state, like we live in Oregon, and let's say we go to California, they won't let her in there either. Why? Because it's not in the place where she lives. So you can only go to the hospital that's in the area where you live.
How crazy is that?
So if you break your arm in Hawaii, sorry,
no. Even though it's in the United States, you have health insurance. Nope,
not covered. They'll take care of you, but it will cost so much
tons of money.
Yeah.
Yes. So
it's super shocking.
That was like the first shocking experience for me. It was like, okay, all right, so we got it taken care of. But except for that, once you get into the system, you know, you have to go through a lot of hustle to find your hospital, your doctor. But once you are locked in, I think here comes the benefit.
Yes.
Whenever you go to see a doctor, they will just arrange just the time for you, the doctor's appointment.
Right.
You say, for example, oh, Anita, you have your doctor's appointment next Monday
at 3 a.m.
At
3
p.m. And that's just the time. The whole clinic, just you and your doctor, so you can ask every questions in your mind,
That's
just
true.
you and your doctor. So
no time limit.
yes, no, it's not like in Taiwan. You know, a lot of people waiting outside. If you're taking too long of the doctor's time, you kind of feel like the pressure because there's a lot of
people
waiting outside. So I think that's the benefits come in, and because of their system, you can only see one doctor,
and it's always
that same doctor. So which I think, all right, here's the benefit. So it's totally worth it. You go through all the trouble.
You build a relationship with the doctor, you get really close with them, and you have consistency. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to push your time out of like your busy schedule. It's easy to prepare ahead of time. So if you want to see a doctor and you have routine schedule, you can see that same doctor for 2-3 years in advance and always have the same schedule and never have to worry about losing that doctor. So when you're locked in, like you said, that's a perfect word. You're really comfortable. But it's all about the preparation. That sucks.
And yes, like me and my doctor, we kind of have like a relationship. If I have any questions, she's very willing to help me because she understands my conditions and my situation. She always give me like suggestions and recommend other like nutritionists to help me with my, you know, pregnancy, diet, whatsoever. So it's totally building a relationship.
It's great. So I think that's definitely an upside with America, and that the other is a downside. But you know, would you say that after everything, are there more pros with your situation in America than cons?
I would say it depends on your situation. Like if it's just daily checkup, you know, like check out your baby or any other things. This system in America, I think it's pretty amazing. Like you go to see a doctor, the doctor knows what's going on with your body, they can figure out your problem immediately. But once it comes to like accident, you know, like unpredictable accident, like car accident whatsoever, I think that's the pros goes to Taiwanese
Fair enough.
healthcare system.
So you say for like minor stuff or general stuff, America does it pretty well. But when it comes to severe stuff or intense stuff, Taiwan is the winner. All right. Well, before we dive into Taiwan and get into those details, I want to add just one more thing about America, which I think is really shocking, and I want our listeners to know about it. Is that I know in Taiwan, to give an example really quick, that basically if I want to go to the dentist, and get a tooth pulled, maybe I have a really bad tooth from eating too much sugar, or drinking too much coffee, which I do. All the time. They'll say, oh, Eric, you have a bad tooth. We got to pull it out. And I'll be like, oh, man, this is going to be super expensive. I'm so worried. This is what a foreigner would think. But then they pull out the tooth. I'm like, oh, my God, my bill. And I look at my Taiwanese dentist bill, and it's like 50 Taiwanese dollars. I'm like, what? What is this? How is this possible? And they're like, and I ask them, I'm sorry, is this wrong? And they're like, oh no, that's right. And I was like, okay, so I feel almost guilty just giving them 50 Taiwanese dollars. Here you go. And the reason why I say this is because in the United States, it really depends on your income level about how much your insurance covers. So let's say, for example, I make no money, which when Anita and I got to USA, we didn't have any income in the United States. So when we asked for health insurance, they said, oh, okay, so you are in this certain income range. So you get really good coverage because you don't have to pay for it. Basically, Anita's health insurance is covered entirely in the United States for the baby, which is great.
Yeah.
But let's just say, for example, she's not in that range. She was someone who was, making a regular job's worth of income, working 40 hours a week. Then it wouldn't be the same. Like she would have to pay for maybe half of the hospital bills.
Yeah.
And I just think that's crazy. And if you get even more rich, then it becomes the opposite. It actually becomes less.
Yes.
So it doesn't make any sense. Like the middle class gets screwed.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't really know what's the point of this system.
Yeah.
You know.
Neither do I.
For me, yeah. If you look at the same situation in Taiwan, everybody basically paid for the same.
Right. You have
Like-
global healthcare.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But they will also cause some like medical resources waste. A lot of people got like, because they're just so
Yeah.
easy, it's so cheap. You can go to a random hospital. If you have diarrhea, you go to the emergency
Doctor,
room,
yeah.
whatever. And so
They give you like 6 bags of medicine.
yeah. So there's
There's ups and downs to
yes,
global healthcare.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
honestly think that Taiwan's global healthcare is fantastic, but they do take too much advantage of it.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. But before we dive into Taiwan, I just want to make a quick note here, and that is everyone who's listening, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Please remember to rate and subscribe. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcast, at the bottom of the page, there's a place where you can put 5 stars. It would mean so much to us if you can also comment. Every comment that you leave connects with people in your country to be able to see this content. We would love to be able to share this with more people. So if you have friends who you think would be interested in Taiwanica, please feel free to share on Facebook or follow us on Instagram at Taiwanica.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's dive into Taiwan. Okay, so I want to share an experience that I had. This is a little bit of a long story, but I want you to kind of get a real experience of what a foreigner had to go through during a serious situation in Taiwan with healthcare. So basically what happened was, actually Anita and I were getting on my Gogoro to go get some lunch at a Japanese donburi place.
Let's go, girl.
Oh, Gogoro. Gogoro. I feel like Taiwanese people also say Gogoro.
Go row.
Gogoro. Okay.
Make it right, okay?
I'm sorry. Electronic scooter. Voo, voo, and it has all those cute sounds. Bling, 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 bling.
Yeah. Probably a lot of countries people don't know that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So a Gogoro is basically an electric scooter. In Taiwan, if you ride a scooter in Tainan, you're pretty much normal. If you drive a car, you're crazy. I'm sorry if you live in Tainan and you drive a car. But most people drive scooters because it's so hot. And so I got this electric scooter because it's super nice, it's affordable, and it's eco-friendly, and it drives like a dream.
Also, because it's very quiet, so this crazy driver I'm looking at right now, back that time he drove really fast.
Yes, it did.
So leading to your story, continue. Please.
I had a need for speed, and the need was met with Gogoro. Anyways, I've learned my lesson, and you're gonna find out why right now. So Anita and I were on our way to that Japanese restaurant, but I was in a little bit of rush because I had to go to work soon. I was still working at a cram school, and we had maybe an hour before I had to start work. It was a beautiful sunny day, and it was about noon, so a lot of people were out about to go get lunch and stuff like that. And we hopped on to the electric scooter, the Gogoro, and headed out. The place we needed to get to was about 20 minutes away, so I was like, okay, we can make it if we drive a little fast. And I knew all of the traffic lights, so I was going to time it like a genius, like I usually did. But there was something on the way that I did not expect. And so about 4 or 5 signs away from our destination, there was this really big intersection near Chengong University. Basically, at this intersection, there's, I think, 8 or 10 traffic lights all connected in this giant intersection. It's very complicated. But the point of the story is that it was green for me, so I was going straight. And there's a bunch of other scooters around me that were just following my lead. And then, in front of us, there was a car. And usually in Tainan, what a car will do when it's waiting its turn to turn, it will go into the middle of the street, put on its blinker, and wait until all of the traffic drives by, and then turn. That's very normal, even though it's not legal.
Yeah.
Even though it's not legal, it's very normal in Tainan. So I saw a car doing that, doing the normal thing, but this car did something that all other cars don't do, which is it didn't wait for the drivers to drive by.
I don't think the driver is she or
It's a she.
yeah, there were like 2 people in the car. She doesn't even wait. She just go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Slowly.
Slowly. I don't.
The slowest that you could ever imagine. Like, so I don't know what was going on in her head, but it was red on her side. It was obviously red. Everyone knew it was red for her. The whole entire world was honking at this woman, telling her to stop, but she didn't stop, and she slowly turned, and everyone else behind me was just behind Anita and I enough where they could slow down. Anita and I slowed down a lot, but not enough. Yeah. So what happened was we bumped into the car, and both fell off of the Gogoro and hit the ground. So what happened afterwards? Well, I went unconscious for about 10 seconds. I woke up on the ground, and I saw
blood everywhere.
What?
Yeah.
There was not blood everywhere.
Yes, you don't remember because all of your mask and like
I was blood everywhere.
Yeah, and then your helmet and your shirt.
I was not that bad. Okay. It was okay, all right? I wasn't like a vampire sucking blood out of someone's neck or something.
Okay, tell people what happened to your jaw.
Okay, we'll get there. So basically what happened is I came to. I was conscious, and all I saw was I was on the ground. There was people surrounding me everywhere, and Anita was on the ground on the right side of me. She was just shaking. She's like, oh, and I was screaming her name, Anita!
You did not.
I remember. Okay. I love you. Will you marry me?
That's totally not true.
Okay. That part's a little bit quasi, a little bit ridiculous. So no, what happened was that basically I saw her and I was making sure she was okay. And then I couldn't move. I mean, I could have, but everyone said stay down, stay down, stay down. And then we heard an ambulance. Fortunately, we were right next to the hospital, like literally a block away from it. So the ambulance was there in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And they picked us up. They saw what happened. They saw Anita had no visible injuries, which was a godsend. Thank God. And nothing happened to Anita. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, I'm great too. They picked me right up. I was looking at my whole entire body. My arms are fine. My legs are fine. My chest is fine. I was like, I'm great. And then they're like, what happened to your face? I'm like, what?
You also have like few cuts.
Well, yeah, they were not that big. But the main thing was my face. And then all of a sudden I saw in the mirror that basically my jaw was slanted. And so what happened was that I broke my jaw.
Shattered.
Yes, in 3 different places, and I had to go to the hospital immediately. So we went over there. They did a lot of tests, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so expensive." And they're like doing all these things to my body: brain scan, chest scan, and ear scan, everything. We were there for like 4 or 5 hours, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna cost me a ton." And then. Well, basically what happened was that after all the scans, they found out, well, I kind of cracked my ear bone and I shattered my jaw.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that had to happen afterwards. But basically, to make the story run a little fast here, jumped 2 weeks into the future, had a surgery, was stayed in the hospital for 3 days, went into the emergency room again because my ear was bleeding. and got everything checked thoroughly. And after everything and anything, basically what happened was that I got my bill, and I was so shocked because for all the surgery, for all the care, even staying at the hospital and all of the benefits from that, it came out to 3,000 Taiwanese dollars. And I was just like, what? If this were to happen in the United States, if you have good health insurance, just keep in mind, good health insurance, you're lucky if it's less than $10,000 USD.
10,000 USD.
Yeah, which is what? Oh my God! It's just like 300万, I think is like 30万. Yeah, it's just a lot of money.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, and so I was just so shocked, you know, and I'm just grateful that I was in Taiwan when it happened, and I'm grateful to have had that experience because now I am no longer a Pihai or a Sanpao or any of those crazy ass drivers.
Yeah.
You ask Anita, we have a car, and I drive like a grandpa now, basically. Yes. So that was a wonderful experience that I had in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. So I agree with Anita when you say it's definitely better for Taiwan for the extreme things.
Yes. And also, like the ambulance, you guys have to pay for the ambulance.
That's
here,
right. That's right.
If I got hit by a car, I need to go to the hospital.
That's
and
right.
I have to pay the ambulance here in America.
Even if you don't use it, and if you just touch it,
What?
The ambulance. Like if you sit on the ambulance, it counts.
Oh my
so,
God.
and you know how much it costs?
Of course.
2,000 or American dollars
For
just sitting on the ambulance.
Oh, God.
You know what? That's like what? 6万块. It's crazy.
See, that's just.
Yeah. So with the extreme stuff, Taiwan is definitely king. They're the winners. I completely agree.
Yeah.
So, but now that we talked about the extreme stuff in Taiwan and in the USA, let's talk about a few of the other small things. So, since we're still talking about healthcare, we still have time, right? Yeah. Okay. So, so we'll be quick about it. The only other thing I was really curious about is, you said that you had a lot of problems in the USA with eye doctors.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us, why do you have problems with eye doctors in USA?
Okay, so here's the thing in Taiwan. You can go to any you don't have to go to see a doctor. You just go to a glassware store, Baodao or anything like that. You go there, they will do like eye check, which is, in Chinese, it's called 度数.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number. And that's called eyeglass prescription.
Yeah.
So once you get that, you know what's the number.
Right.
You can go to any kind of store to buy your contacts or go to like glass
shops.
Your glass shop to, get your pair of new glasses in like 30 minutes.
Yep.
None of that is going to happen in the United States.
Nope. Nope, not at all. And you know why?
I don't know why.
Oh, well, this is a big problem in the United States that I don't know a lot of people know it. I've heard people are aware of it, but basically if you go to any eye shop in the United States, you'll be surprised. Why are these glasses the same price if I go to another store or another store or another store? That is same exact price and there's no change. And the reason for that is because there is one company that owns all of the glass shops in the United States. It's called a monopoly.
Yeah. Isolate the market.
Yeah, they isolate the market so much that they have full control over everything. So two things happen. One, they have full control over the price.
Yep.
And the second part is connected. They raise the price to a ridiculous number.
Yeah, they're just crazy. You cannot buy contacts anywhere. It's not like,
Nope.
in the pharmacy or in like Watson in Taiwan, you can buy. None of them sell. You have to go to see eye doctor, even though you know your number already.
Yep, you know your prescription.
I know my prescription. I can just simply go to a store and
tell
grab
them.
it.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Not a thing.
No.
Not a thing here.
Like, what the hell?
So basically you go there and you get a huge supply if you have an eye doctor. And that's the same thing with the health insurance. Is that like you have to have a set eye doctor. You go there, build a relationship, and then after you build a relationship, you start this system where they'll give you contacts.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about that beginning part. It's super problematic. But it costs a ton. Like if I love wearing glasses. I hate wearing contacts. So I got all of my glasses in Taiwan because there's a great store, Jeans advertisement. They're great though because I can get a brand new pair for like $50 in USD. Like 1,500 块. And so it's totally worth it. Where if I want to get the same pair of glasses in the United States, it's going to cost me $400. At least.
400 USD.
Yeah. So what is that? That's like 12,000 块. It's just way too much.
Yeah, I was like, that's just crazy.
Right? I'm just getting glasses. I'm not getting
it's
the
my
dog.
eyes. I know my prescription.
Yeah.
And you have to go through all the hassle to get.
It's just a hassle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one of the downsides. But you also told me that there was one good side that you wanted to tell everybody about before we finished our podcast today. What was that?
Physical therapy. No, not physical therapy. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You want to fix your arm? That's fine.
Sorry. If you want to go see a therapist.
Oh, the mental therapy. If you break your brain.
No.
It's not breaking brains. Okay.
Talking about your issues and worries and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Which I'm very encouraging people to do that. But one, it's not the culture in Taiwan.
Sure.
And two, it's very expensive because in Taiwan, the health insurance doesn't cover this. Yeah. So usually it's quite pricey compared to other doctors.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah, but here in America, it's just kind of like part of the system for American people to go see the therapist. Yes, so that I think is also beneficial.
Yeah, I was just joking around at the beginning. No, America having the benefit of allowing you to go see a specific therapist. Same thing. You have to do all the work to get it, but you build a relationship with this specific therapist for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And it will make you so that you're able to really help with your mental condition.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic thing in the United States that we have, and I'm very happy about it. And like Anita, I completely agree. Going to a therapist is nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, no,
I've been to therapy plenty of times.
Me too.
And the people who I've met who have helped me with my mental problems are literally saviors. I am very grateful for all the people who have helped me with my problems.
I think I need to emphasize that a lot of people think it's a kind of like you're sick, your brain or your heart is problem.
Right.
It's definitely not that because
Absolutely not.
There a lot of things will affect your happiness, especially like the people who works in a very stressful situation right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have worries, you have stress, your friendship, your family relationship, of your work. Those people are helping you to realize your problems, like what causing you stress and a lot of things. So it's definitely a way to be a better person and be a happier person just for your own good. So it's definitely not a like sickness or something like that. So
no, actually, I think those who go to therapy are becoming even better people.
Yeah.
I completely understood what you meant, and it's just trying to say at the end is, it's a really important thing for you to solve your own problems because we all have them, and to be conscious of them, it helps you get over them. And so they help with that a lot.
Yeah, just go through a difficulty day by day, easier, and you'll feel more confident about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so good.
No, thank you for bringing that up. I think that's a very good point to end on.
Yeah.
So before we finish today's podcast, we would like to have our shout out time.
Woohoo!
Yay! Anita's favorite.
Yes.
So Anita, I went first last time, so please do us the honors. Who are your two for this podcast?
Oh, I can choose two.
Yes.
All right, cool. I have one of my students who is like in her doctor's training.
Okay.
She's a wonderful person and she works in, I think she right now is in Chang'an for her training.
Oh, cool.
And she's a wonderful person, but she's also like under a lot of pressure because the medical system in Taiwan, all of the doctors need to work overtimes and overload patients.
It's stressful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've always told her that I really respect for everything that she does, the contribution to everyone.
Yes.
Her name is Michelle. She's amazing. She's great. And yeah, she's just amazing. So next time when you go see a doctor, not just for Michelle, go see a doctor, please be nice to them because they're really, their work is really stressful.
I can tell by how your passion you're coming out right now that you can really tell that Michelle's a hard worker.
She is. She's amazing.
Good for you, Michelle, for being one of the hard workers in the medical field. Shout out to you.
Yeah, and also another one is Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy.
Yeah, you know Dorothy.
You told me great stuff about her.
Yeah, she used to be a nurse in Taiwan, taking care of premature baby.
Oh, wow.
So which is also a very hard job.
Sensitive job.
Yeah, and then she's been helping me a lot of like advice. I'm going to see a doctor or the baby, how to take care of my body. So I'm really grateful for having those two wonderful students.
Wonderful.
I'm so lucky.
Thank you, Dorothy, for all of your great advice for Anita. By the way, Anita, how many weeks are you pregnant?
33?
34?
34? No, 34.
I think it's 34, right?
Yes, 34.
She's almost done, everybody. Yeah, get excited.
I'm so tired.
Very good. Well, my two shout outs aren't to, the first one is to someone in the medical field. Actually, both of them are. I forgot. So the first one, my first one is to the dear and lovely Sophia. Who is a wonderful, wonderful woman who also works in this field and is constantly giving not only me but Anita great advice on how to take care of our baby. Yeah. She's also pregnant and about to have a baby around the same time. So she's just very delightful, funny, just a little bit crazy.
A little bit.
Yeah, but we love it.
In a good way.
In a little bit good way. Yeah, definitely a good way. And shout out to you, Sophia. And finally to her husband, actually, James. Yes, Dr. James.
Dr. James.
Yes, he is literally the kindest man and most polite gentleman that I've ever met. He always makes me feel so appreciated for everything that we talk about. He's a great listener. So James, I just want to give you a personal shout out that you're doing great work in the medical field, helping everybody even when they don't ask. So thank you for doing that. So that is our podcast for today. We hope you enjoyed. As a final thing, just remember to look out for anything on our Instagram. And we have a small announcement that we are going to be having a website soon. And we will be giving details about that in future podcasts. We really hope that you will come check out the website when it's available because we're going to be putting up lots of really cool information on it. And we will be putting up a little place where we're sponsoring Taiwanica. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. And Buy Me a Coffee is just basically what it means. Help buy Anita and Eric a cup of coffee. It will really mean a lot to us.
I like old milk latte. Hot, medium. Thank you.
Okay, great. That's nice. I like the same thing. I think Anita stole my idea.
Right.
I just like to add cinnamon into it to be different. So without more information on that later. So please get excited and make sure to share it with everyone later. So that's it for us.
We love you.
Love you, and we'll see you again soon.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Taiwanica. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we want to share with you our mission.
我们是台湾Nica，很感谢你今天的收听。我们要来分享台湾Nica的宗旨。 Our mission is, of course, to be able to help people who are interested in understanding more about Taiwan and the USA.
But it's not just that. Both Anita and I know how hard it is as a Taiwanese and as a foreigner to make friends with one another. There's a lot of hesitation in the air because of cultural differences, despite the fact that we know a lot of foreigners who wish to meet Taiwanese people and vice versa.
So, we at Taiwanica want to be the bridge to bring some commonality and give you some ideas and knowledge to make the next time these groups of people to meet a whole lot easier and fun.
我们的宗旨最主要是帮助对台美文化有兴趣的听众更了解文化差别有趣的地方。
但不止哦，我身为台湾人 and Eric 身为美国人，我们都知道要跨越种族彼此认识，甚至是当朋友不是那么简单。虽然我们认识很多想要认识外国人的台湾人，反之亦然，但是文化上的差异让他们却步。
台湾那个希望可以是那座跨越文化隔阂的桥梁，提供一些方法跟点子，让这两个族群互相遇到的时候能更轻松有趣的交流。